Okay, this video is going to talk about the units of production method of depreciation. And unlike the straight line method, this is not based on the same amount every year, but it's more based on how much the asset is used. And there's two pieces to figuring this out. The first thing is you need to figure out the amount of depreciation per unit. So an example of this is if we have a car, you're going to figure out by it loses value for every mile it's driven. If you have a machine in a factory that makes something or does a certain job, it's going to lose value for every time it does that job or makes that item. And so this is going to be a little bit more, in my opinion, accurate than straight line depreciation, but there's a little bit more to it as well. So we're going to get the same information. We're going to have cost and residual value, but we'll also be given this total estimated units of production, as well as how much it's expected to produce every year. Or if it's a car, it'll be total miles it's expected to get out of its life and how many miles it's expected to be driven every year. And so we'll also need to then take that depreciation per unit and times it by the number of units produced. So in order to get this started, let's use the example from our notes where it's the example of the delivery company that has a new truck that is $20,000. So the cost is $20,000. The useful life is 100,000 miles. And the residual value or the salvage value is $1,000. All right, so now if we look at these two equations, what we're going to be looking at is, first of all, let's figure out this depreciation per unit. So we're going to take our cost, 20,000. We're going to subtract our residual value, 1,000. And we're going to divide that by 100,000 units, or 100,000 miles. Now when we do that, we get 19 cents, 0.19 cents per mile, because we have miles on the bottom and this is dollars on top. Now for this next part, basically this is this part of that equation, and then we just need to multiply it by the number of units produced per year. And so let's take a look at that. I'm going to move this up, keep that information there, and we'll make another kind of quick table here. We have year one. And basically what we want to do is use this equation of depreciation expense. So the number of units produced are also given for every year. And in the notes, it says that year one, there's 20,000 miles that they're expected to drive this car. So we're going to multiply that by the 19 cents per mile. And what we end up with is $3,800. That's the depreciation for that year, for year one. Now, the cumulative depreciation would be $3,800. And if you wanted the book value would just be 20,000 minus your cumulative, $3,800. For year two, the question says that they expect to get 15,000 miles in year two, times 0.19 or 19 cents per mile, which gives $2,850 for year two. Now the cumulative will be what it was from the year before plus this new year, so that'll be $6,650. And again, the book value is always the cost, so maybe I'll should write that here. Book value is always the cost minus the cumulative depreciation. So cost, which was again $20,000, minus the cumulative depreciation, $6,650, and you get your book value. And this would just go on for year three, whatever the number of miles they expect is. I think the example is 25,000 times 0.19 or 19 cents per mile. That comes out to $4,750. And then again, you add that on to the cumulative from the year before, and you get $11,400. Eventually what you'll end up with as you go through year 4 and 5, because this is an example of 5 years, you'll get down to your salvage value of $1,000.